The following program, Know the Cause, is paid for by Mediatrition Incorporated.
Hey friends, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff from all of us here at Know the Cause to all of you wherever you may be. When we put holiday shows together, we've done the turkey and the ham, and we've done the salads, and we've done the dressings. Well, this year we decided to put a show together. We sat down with everyone here on our staff and we said, what should we focus it on? Desserts. Everybody still loves desserts. Okay, now the quest is, how do we make good phase 2 desserts? We've splurged financially at this time of year. Do we have to splurge dietarily also? Or can we wake up the next morning after eating a holiday meal and feel really good? Here's what we have just to whet your appetite. Flourless chocolate cake, holiday cocktails including pomegranate punch and sparkling cranberry, honey coconut macaroons in chocolate dipping sauce, maple cinnamon meringue cookies with salted toasted almonds, and even chocolate fondue. Keep in mind, all phase 2. Now let's get started with Lindsay in the kitchen.
Hope you're having a great holiday season so far, guys. Now we're gonna do a flourless chocolate cake. This is a phase 2 recipe. This is 2 sticks of unsalted butter, or 1 cup, and this is about a half a cup of heavy cream. We're gonna melt these down on our burner over here. Our butter is all melted and mixed in with the heavy cream. And now we're gonna add 8 ounces of unsweetened chocolate. Go ahead and just add a little bit at a time so we don't overwhelm the pot. Let that start to melt down. It doesn't take long. This is gonna make the most delicious chocolate sauce when we're done. And then we'll turn it into our cake batter. Okay, finish it off. And we have this on a really low heat. We want to make sure that this doesn't burn. You really have to watch it. All right, the first step in our flourless chocolate cake recipe is complete. Now we're going to move on. We're going to add 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. This is 1/2 cup of xylitol. We're just going to mix that together. Get it all combined to its one color. And using xylitol is a great idea for this recipe, or you can also use stevia for baking. Okay, next we're going to crack 5 eggs into our bowl. We're going to use the whole egg. Get some good flavor and fat from that egg yolk. And these are organic, cage-free eggs. And then we're just going to beat these with a fork. A little bit of air in there. Okay, perfect. And now we're going to add this into our xylitol and cocoa mixture. Get that out of the way. We're going to get this all combined until there's no more dry. Make everything nice and wet. I love this recipe. It's nice and simple. There's not a whole lot of equipment. You're just using a whisk and a spatula, some bowls. This is a really dense chocolatey cake. In my opinion, you can't have a holiday feast without some little bite of chocolate. This is great for the chocolate lovers in the family. Okay. Now we're gonna add in our chocolate sauce. And we're gonna do this nice and slow as it's warm, and we don't want the egg to cook. You know what? I'm gonna use that whisk instead. It's okay if this one gets messy. What a treat this is gonna be. Scrape the pan, get it all out. Okay, perfect. Give this one last blend. What an easy cake batter this is, guys. And I'm gonna grab my 10-inch or 9-inch springform pan. This is nice because it makes it easy to take the cake out of the pan. This is already buttered and has some cocoa powder in it. And then you just add your batter right in. Okay. Scrape the sides. Smooth it out. And we have our oven preheated at 350, and we're gonna cook this for 35 minutes. I've actually got one already done. Here it is. What a beautiful, dense, chocolatey cake. And this is some whipped cream made just from heavy whipping cream that we did with a hand blender. If you want to add some raspberries or strawberries, those would be really nice with this too. They've already got a slice ready for me. I'm so excited to taste this chocolate flourless cake. Here's some heavy whipping cream that we made into whipped cream. That is so chocolate and decadent and rich, and you chocolate lovers are gonna love this one. Thanks so much. Happy holidays.
You know, one of the problems of the holiday season in general is we drink alcohol, and we tend to drink a little bit too much alcohol, or in my case, one drink is enough. So there are cocktails, and then there are mocktails. They look like cocktails. For all intents and purposes, what we put together in our studio looked like cocktails, but they are in fact phase 1, phase 2 mocktails. Watch this.
Now, no holiday celebration is complete without something tasty to drink. We're gonna do 2 different drinks here that are great for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's Day. The first one is a pomegranate punch. We're gonna do equal parts pure pomegranate juice. This is unsweetened. It's about 1.5 cups or 2. Equal parts seltzer water. Nice sparkle and fizz to our little drink here. It's gonna give it a nice fizz to it, make it feel really fun and festive. And then we're gonna sweeten it up a little bit with some liquid stevia. You can do this to taste. Maybe just about half more. Give it a little shake. Now we found these really fun ice cube trays that have fruit in the center with ice, and you just freeze them. And how festive and fun is that? Your guests are really gonna think you went to a lot of trouble to make them feel special this holiday season. Look at that sparkle on top, that fizz. How fun. It's really refreshing and light, and it's not too sweet and it's not too tart. It is just perfect. Now our next drink is a true mocktail. It is a cranberry cocktail. We're gonna do equal parts unsweetened cranberry juice to spritzer water. This is going to add that nice fizz and give our mocktail some nice body. Some liquid stevia to taste. This is going to sweeten it up. I don't like my drinks too sweet. I don't want to feel like I'm drinking something real sugary, so that's pretty perfect for me. And last but not least, we're going to do a squeeze of lime. And it's not too much. Of course, lime is antifungal, so I'll add it whenever I can. Now, guys, we're gonna rim our beautiful glasses with a little lime. And some xylitol. Give it a nice little spin there. How pretty. And since we didn't make our mocktail too sweet, that xylitol helps sweeten it up a little bit when you take a drink. Isn't that a pretty color? Nothing says holidays like a pink or red festive drink. And we're gonna garnish these with some frozen raspberries. There's 4. It'll help keep it cool and look pretty and festive. All right, go to knowthecause.com for more recipes. Cheers, happy holidays.
Welcome back. You know, desserts really do play an important role in the whole family meal, and the good part about these desserts is tomorrow morning, Mom and Dad and the kids aren't going to wake up and just feeling so tired because they got so much sugar. So what Lindsay put together, and this is 2 parts, is honey coconut macaroon with chocolate dipping sauce. Oh, this tastes so good, and it looks so good, and they're going to love it. Watch this.
Our next recipe are honey coconut macaroons. These are a great holiday cookie, and they are Passover and Hanukkah approved. They're kosher. That was 3 egg whites. You just use the white of the egg and no yolk. That's a 1/4 cup of honey. This is 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're gonna mix that together first, get it all combined. You can smell that vanilla extract. It smells nice with the honey. Okay, all mixed together, just using a spatula. This is a real easy recipe, very simple. Sometimes macaroons are a little intimidating because they look fancy, but they're not at all. All right, now we're adding in our unsweetened shredded coconut. Just a little at a time. Now, I have found with this recipe that you want to make sure and really measure out your coconut. This is 2 1/4 cups. If not, if you use too much coconut to liquid, these will be dry. So you want to make sure and measure out your coconut real precise. And then just 1 pinch of sea salt. Bring out those flavors. And we're going to combine this all until the coconut is completely moist. Just kind of fold it over. The honey is going to give it a little bit of a golden color. This is a phase 2 holiday cookie. Honey is phase 2. Okay, those are nice and moist. Now I'm just gonna scoop a little bit out and form them into balls. About a golf size ball is the perfect size there. Just use them with my hands, kind of roll them together. That one's pretty small. Let's add a little bit more. Okay, and then I have some parchment paper here. Hope you don't mind getting your hands a little messy. The most fun cooking is always a little messy, isn't it? Or baking. Okay, we've got 2 there. Now we're just gonna pop these in the oven. It's preheated to 400 degrees, and we're gonna do these for about 10 minutes. We've already got some made. I'm gonna bring this over with some chocolate dipping sauce. You can either dip or drizzle your chocolate sauce. Now these are gonna taste a lot like an Almond Joy or a Mounds bar. But of course, we don't eat those. Look at how pretty. See how simple this was, guys? All we did was mix and bake. And there you have a beautiful presentation. This makes a delicious dessert or gift this holiday season. Out of this world. I love these. These are one of my favorite. Happy holidays.
Oh my gosh, just looking at those makes me salivate. They are delicious. Now the second part of this is yet another dessert, phase 2 friendly, that you and your family will absolutely love. Maple cinnamon meringue cookies. You talk about good. Watch this.
Hope you're enjoying all of today's healthy desserts. We're gonna move on to some really delicious maple cinnamon meringue cookies with salted toasted nut almonds. We have 4 egg whites here. You use only the white and no yolk. This is a half of a cup of maple syrup, the real kind, right? That's the organic real maple bee or grade B maple syrup. This is 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar, and this is 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. Now we're gonna put this mixer on medium to medium high and really get this egg white mixture really fluffy, and we're gonna wait until it's completely firm and form some really glossy peaks. It's gonna take about 10 minutes. Okay, it's ready. I got my mixer all the way up to high speed, and that actually only took about 5 to 7 minutes. Now I know it's ready when I put my spatula in, and when you pull it out, it makes that nice peak. It's also very glossy and real pretty. Okay, now we're gonna fold in some cinnamon. And you just wanna gently fold it because all that air that you just whipped into the egg whites, you don't wanna lose it. Oh, the cinnamon smells amazing. These are a treat. They look really fancy. It's a French cookie. They're not too hard at all, right guys? Okay, just kind of gently fold that. All right, and then there's a couple ways that you can put these onto your pan. I like to use a piping bag. And if you don't have a piping bag, you know what? Let's use a spoon. A Ziploc baggie works well too. Just go ahead and get it down in there. Do one more. Okay. These cookies look so nice. They're a great gift as well. Beautiful addition to a cookie platter. Bring to a party with you. Okay, now we're gonna try to get that air out. Squeeze it down. Just pipe it onto your parchment paper. The thing I love about piping these is that you have a lot of control over the shape and size. There we go. Oops. And these aren't going to need any room to spread out when they bake. So if they're a little close on your pan, that's okay. How pretty, right? And then we're gonna sprinkle with some toasted almonds. And some sea salt. Now the art to these cookies is in the baking. You're gonna bake them at a very low heat, about 200 degrees, for about 2 hours. If you have 2 pans of them, you'll rotate them about halfway through, and you can actually even leave them in the oven overnight. Just turn it off and leave them in there. Now here's the finished product, guys. These are light and crispy and airy. They taste like a toasted marshmallow. They're delicious. Happy holidays. I hope you love making this recipe and enjoy eating them too.
You know, in medicine, they have a name for eating so much food that you just fall asleep. It's called postprandial drowsiness. This won't happen. These are phase 2. This isn't a lot of sugar. The final one today is chocolate fondue, and what family meal would be complete without guests dropping in? Watch this.
One of my favorite holiday desserts is chocolate fondue. It's interactive, it's fun, and it's a great way to bring your family and friends together. We're gonna start with a couple ounces of cocoa butter. This is melted coconut oil. We have honey. And unsweetened cocoa powder. Okay, and now I'm gonna grab some warm coconut milk that I just did on my stovetop. Here's 1/4 cup. This is unsweetened, which is gonna soften up that cocoa butter. Start with low in your blender and gradually move to high. Okay, it's all blended and smooth. Nice and glossy and shiny looking. Hey, here comes two of my favorite people. You all remember Daniel from the fitness segments, my husband, and son Hank?
And Santa Claus.
You brought Santa!
Santa.
Look at how cute is that, Hanky?
We heard you guys might need some help in product tasting.
We really do.
We're here.
Good. We have a chocolate fondue here, Dan Man.
Excellent. I love chocolate.
Yes, I know, right?
But I think a lot of other people can probably say the same thing too, so.
Exactly. So this is good for anyone having a party, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, or New Year's Day. This is a great dessert.
In phase 2,
You're exactly
Wow.
right. Phase 2 with the honey is phase 2. Why don't you give me Hanky and you do yourself a little dipping?
I think that's a great idea. I'm gonna double dip here because you know what?
2 at a time, huh?
At a time. Let's just see here. It's nice and thick.
What do you think?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, the fresh strawberries and the chocolate's amazing. Honey,
That's a good combination.
you gotta try this.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I mean,
Yes.
this is gonna be a new
Chocolate
favorite.
and rich and I love that. Smooth.
Light and clean too.
I love it. Well, thank you all so much for joining us for our holiday show. All of the recipes from today's show will be on the website, knowthecause.com. Happy holidays, everyone.
Merry Christmas, dog.
Wow. We didn't know if we could pull off a whole half hour with just desserts and keeping them really phase 1, phase 2. Very often the desserts lean toward phase 2. We use honey and other things. I'm sitting here smelling this incredible, the coconut macaroons and the meringue. Delicious, folks. How many times in the past 12 months have we had doctors come in and say, you know, Doug, you're probably right. Fungus is an organism that can impregnate itself in the human body and make our patients sick. Then they tell you, you know, we're changing people's diet, lifestyle. We're asking them to exercise and eat differently. What we just watched was a half hour of really eating good desserts, really good, the type that don't wake you up the next morning feeling miserable. If you like today's show, all these recipes are on knowthecause.com, as are all the past holiday recipes. Visit us on knowthecause.com and eat well. God bless. Bye-bye.
preceding program, Know the Cause, was paid for by Mediatrition Incorporated.